Every card trick you've ever seen is essentially the same. You pick a card, it's lost into the deck, the magician finds it, and the crowd goes wild. Thousands of magicians have dedicated thousands of hours to creating thousands of different variations of this one very simple effect. So today, I don't want to provide a tutorial for another way to find a card. I don't want to give you a performance of me finding a card. No, today, I want to answer one very simple question. Why? Why on earth are we magicians so obsessed with finding playing cards? Hello, my name is Josiah Gunther, and this is Why We Find Cards. We've all heard the classic line, pick a card, any card. And for almost every single card trick, there's a different method of picking a card. Say stop. Please remember a card. Please look at a card as I go through them. Please touch any card you like. Please just pick a card, any card. The question isn't how is the card picked, but why is the card picked? Why do we have cards chosen at all? Why can't a magician just say, look, here's the card. Remember, we're gonna use this card for the card trick. No, we always have the audience member pick a card. It's always their choice. They always get to choose. Even if it doesn't really matter. There's lots of card tricks where the identity of the card doesn't really matter. And it doesn't even matter if the magician knows what the card is. There's tons of card tricks like that. So it's not about the identity of the card, but it is about identity. See, when a card gets chosen in a magic trick, it takes on a piece of the person's identity who chose it. You see, when a card gets chosen, it starts to represent the person who chose it. When you choose something, you're choosing it to represent you, to almost become part of you. It's becoming part of the thing that makes you you. It's becoming part of your identity. So that card then takes on a piece of your identity. Suddenly that card is not just merely a random piece of pasteboard, but it's actually representing a living, breathing person. And so when you make that piece of cardboard do the impossible, suddenly it's not just a piece of cardboard doing the impossible, it's a real person doing the impossible. And when you're making a living, breathing person do something that can't be done, that's way more powerful than just taking a piece of cardboard and making it do something cool. Ultimately, the reason we have cards picked is because people are selfish. They want everything to be about them. And so for a good card trick to be about the person who's seeing it, they have to experience it in some way. They have to have some element that represents them. And so in a card trick, that's the card that they pick. The card represents them, and so the impossible is actually happening to them. They're actually doing it. It comes back to what Juan Tamariz talks about in his book, The Magic Rainbow, about how all good magic tricks have an innate symbolism to them. They symbolize the fulfillment of some impossible wish, but a magic trick can only fulfill somebody's impossible wish if it's actually happening to them. Otherwise, it's just some cool thing with a bunch of pieces of pasteboard, and, well, that's not very cool. A magic trick is only going to impress, only going to astonish, only give people wonder if it's actually about them, and so that's why we pick cards. So, but why do we find cards? What's with the losing the card into the deck and then finding it again? The reason we find cards again comes back to the symbolism. You see, if a card represents a piece of the identity of the person who picked it, then if you're losing that card into the deck, that person is losing a piece of their identity. They're losing part of something that makes them them. It represents them becoming lost, alone, abandoned. And so of course you have to find that card. It's not really about how you find it, but it's just the fact that you find it. That's the impressive part. There's lots of ways to find cards. Those don't really matter. All that matters is that you actually find the card that is representing the piece of that person's soul. However, this only works if the card is truly lost. If the audience doesn't think the card is truly lost, then there's no symbolism because it's just a bunch of random stuff with a deck of cards. It's only when a card is truly picked, truly lost, and truly found that we can really have a good card trick. So that's what makes a good card trick good. That's why we have thousands of different variations of cards being picked, cards being lost, and cards being found, because it's a really good card trick. It's so popular because it is so powerful. but it's only so powerful when it's done correctly. So we need to make sure that we are actually doing this the way that it should be done. We need to make sure that we are truly having cards picked in a way that they represent the person who picked them. And so for that to happen, it needs to at least seem like a completely fair choice. We need to have cards be lost in a way that makes it seem like the card really is lost, and we need to have cards found in a way that really seems like we're regaining their lost identity. So there you have it. That's why every card trick you've ever seen is essentially the same, because it's a good card trick. It represents the spectator becoming a hero, their soul being lost into the abyss, and then it being restored to them. So if you want your soul to be lost and restored, well, please, pick a card. Any card. No, like, seriously, actually just, like, think of any card. And if you want me to find it, well, please, remember that card and subscribe.